best time with the
Hold on,
reg,
hold on, hold on.
with the reg.
Yeah, I gotta watch her run full speed, bro. She
Well,
was
because that's
hauling
bro.
too. I'm
She
telling
is
you,
hauling
off the rip, she
ass.
was moving.
Yeah, off rip, she's hauling ass right here. Like I'll give it to bro. Like look at her right here. For sure, she could sign up for a football league. She
Moving,
looks like
moving.
a player, yeah. And then she just she just met her fucking match, I guess, huh?
But you
God
can tell that
damn!
motherfucker came. You can tell that motherfucker came out of her. That's for sure.
Oh god damn! At least she was able to laugh it off too. I will say that she just
Yeah.
fucking. Oh, that's
I'm
awesome! Look
I'm
at her
glad none
face
of the
too. She's
moms,
so
at least in
happy.
the video, got hurt because
Yeah.
that's low key dangerous. They
There
can
was
hurt
a
a neck,
picture
a
of them
head.
all too. Yeah, no, they could 100%. I mean they don't play football like those kids do every day, and it just yeah.
Yeah,
Luckily, obviously the kids are just standing there, so like, but still, like to your point, you fall the right way, hitting that big ass kid like that. What if she did put hella
yeah.
velocity in and she just fucking
Right.
smashed her rib, bro? Like,
Well, and then falling wrong and knee, just little shit. And
yeah.
sorry, really quick, because I
Sorry,
heard
you can
this
get off
kind
my
of
screen because I'm
discussion.
putting you back up, uh, like up on the that way they can still like see you, but I can still go back to camera. Or here, I'll just end my share screen and then share it
Yeah,
whenever I
yeah.
go
I
back to
said
share.
yours.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I did kind of hear this
That shit was
comparison
great in slow
in
mo,
the
wasn't that
terms of
shit?
like in the terms of like football and rugby though, because like with football you have all these pads, so you feel like you're safer, which is why there's more injuries even in comparison to rugby, because in rugby you learn how to tackle and fall
Yeah,
properly, right?
yeah.
They roll with it. If you actually watch those rugby players, like, don't get me
We
wrong, they're tackling each other, but they're not smacking each other. They're not like
we
completely obliterating them.
we worked on that in college. I know. So this is something we haven't touched on, guys. But I went to college football. I went to a school called the Azusa Pacific University. It's a Division II school, nothing serious, right? I wasn't no D1 player. I went to college for football. Steve went to actually my rival school,
The rival
the
school,
rival
yeah.
school, Humble up north. So I went to school down south in California. He went to school up north in California, and he went to Humboldt University technically for track, but he ended up playing football as well. He was on the football team in spring, so he played football as well. So when we sorry, Dave, obviously I went to linebacker, or I was moved to
Yeah,
safety
go
first
for it.
day and then went to linebacker. But we worked like the shit you're talking about with rugby, with like controlling, tackling. We would work on alligator rolls and all that shit constantly. That's all we were
Yeah.
working on, and that was like, again, not to just switch it back to just all high school sports or whatever, but that was what was cool about going from high school sports to then college sports, like working on the actual techniques and not just, obviously we worked on
Develop
form tackling and how to catch a ball and how to throw a pass, but
basic
like,
shit.
but going to the, like learning an alligator roll and how to dive after someone's legs, grab them and roll without hurting them or hurting yourself. Because some people, like when you're in the trenches, obviously you go after the knee, you just grab and twist and hope they fall. But there's a way to do it and be
Mhm.
cordial about it, like how you're talking about with rugby. They don't get hurt. It's almost like an etiquette thing. They know how to tackle and
Yeah,
how to land,
exactly.
and they're not just going to kill each other every time. And you can do that in football. Obviously, you see the big hits, and that's what people like. But we worked on
Right.
alligator tackling, tackling in ways to not hurt
Safety.
our running back. It's safety, tackling ways to not hurt our
Yeah.
running backs at practice, which then obviously leads to not hurting opposing running backs in the games and shit like that. But sorry, yeah, you just mentioned it in rugby, just made me think of that because we had to, obviously, to your point, like we don't do that really in football in general, but like we
No.
did learn the at college and obviously the NFL, like people know the correct etiquette-ly full way of tackling, but it's all throughout rugby and it's not there at the younger levels of American football.
Right. Well, and the pads and the helmet just give that like that illusion of, oh, I can run full, head down full speed into somebody and it not be an injury, which
Yeah.
we've seen proven wrong. Oh, my bad. What did Merck say in there?
Um. And so, professional football. How do you guys feel about some of the tackles that are illegal now? Okay, like mid-air tackles and stuff. I miss hard hitting football games like they used to be personally. So I think, again, to what me and Devo were talking about, it's just a safety thing. So I may not be a huge fan of some of them. I do agree 100% with like all the head-to-head stuff. Like obviously you want to mitigate
Yeah.
that as much as possible. So if it's an accident, yes, it sucks to see these penalties happening, but at the same time, when you penalize, even if it is an accident, it does lead these things from not happening ever again. So there was a point in the NFL where there was a lot of helmet hits happening because big hits were a big thing. So people like what me and Diva were talking about back 10 years ago, just safety wasn't a big thing in football. You just made the biggest hits. You weren't thinking about leading with your head, doing all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it shortens careers. It hurts you as a tackler. It hurts like it's just safety. So it does suck because I do miss the big hits, the midair tackles. But like at the end of the day, is it really worth ending somebody's career and making this sport so gladiator-like, I guess? That's like, and again, I'm very devil's advocate in this kind of stuff. Dave knows this about me. I always
I'll an altering opinion, that's for sure. But no, I hear what you're saying. That's a fact. Because you're right. It is protecting safety. It is important. Like the head-to-head stuff. Like there's certain things that are too far. Like obviously you have to call them out. But there's like the quarterback protection rule. You basically can hardly touch the quarterback. You tackle them too high, it's a penalty. If you tackle them too low, it's a penalty.
They've gone too far with
half
that.
These half the quarterbacks are running quarterbacks. They're a threat with their legs. So if they're behind, if they're still in the pocket and they have the ability to run, but you tackle them at their legs, it's a penalty. And that's where it's like, I played quarterback personally and was a running quarterback. So it's like for that kind of stuff, I'm like, come on, man, you can't be that weak with it, right? But the other thing is like, as a quarterback, there's a lot of throws going across the middle, and they're what I call hospital balls. I think we had this conversation about like that term before. What I call hospital balls, right? As a safety, your job is to tackle somebody and possibly get an interception. Make a play on the ball, right? So when a quarterback throws a slant or a post dig route across the middle, and his receiver is going up to make a play because that's the only way he can get the ball, and the DB hits him while he has the ball. It's one thing if he hits him and the ball's not in his hands. By all means, that's a penalty, But if he secures the ball and he's still in the air and he gets hit hard, that shouldn't be a penalty. And there's a lot of those penalties. That should be on the quarterback.
No, I do agree with that.
Very dangerous. And now you're telling the defense, don't make a play while the offense is making a play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's my only critique in that sense, because I'm offensive minded, and for the defense, it's like, well, how do you play defense in that against that?
Yeah, and so again, me, I'm a little bit of a devil's advocate, and being somebody that played linebacker and safety and having to work through these, because these changes were happening in the NFL while I was in college, so it was a real big emphasis on us in college football, which Steve knows from playing at Humboldt and being a receiver and shit. Like, football was changing while we were in college. Like the big changes have happened over the last 10 years with all the safety shit. Like it's relatively new. That's why it's such a big topic. But like when someone, like to your point of a hospital ball, if somebody's in the air, like I get what they don't want. They don't want you taking out their legs so that way they don't fall and snap their neck.
For sure.
So they want you. So they want you either going after the ball with them, but not making a dangerous play. And again, to both of your points, like. I do agree it's kind of horseshit because the offense can make a play, but defensive player can't. But they just want the defensive. Yeah. It's not that. It's not that the defensive player can't. They just want them to make it in a different, safer way, which is tough because if I'm like to your point, which you can't see me right now, but if to your point of a hospital route, right? Say it's a post over the middle, and I'm the free safety mid, like I was in high school, right? I'm the free safety mid. There's a post over the middle. And I'm in a cover 3, and you're coming right into my goddamn zone. Like, I'm gonna hit you. But you almost have to, like, with these new rules, it's tough. You're supposed
to basically push with your hands and, like, as they're in the air, just push them.
You have to, like, you either have to push them or deflect the ball in air or let their feet hit and then take them out, which is tough, but I can't really defend it. I can only be devil's.
And that's for defense hard.
Yeah, no, it is hard because I can only defend it, like, so much.
I love you both less than 3.
Right.
Hi, Queenie. I love you. Smiles, Hugs, Kisses. Thank you for the 26 months. Smiles, Hugs, Kisses. Welcome to TND Tuesdays. We're going to start doing this from like Tuesday from now on. It's nothing, again, it's like a little podcast I think. It's nothing like a fucking official or nothing, but we want to start just kind of like doing this type shit. So we'll work on it, Hi, though, Queenie. Appreciate you. This is new. Smiles, right? Right? Now nobody can fucking yell at me. Here. Let me fucking take a second to say this, all right? Dre bitch, say hi to me.
I said hi, Queen.
But can you not hear Dave that well?
Hi, Queen, right when you came in here.
Okay, no, you guys can hear Dave. No, they can hear you. She made me think that they couldn't for a second, Queen. You're tripping me out. But all right, sorry. Here, a little quick rant. But yes, this is new, Queen, And now motherfuckers can't be yelling at me. Ty, why don't you read my chats? Why don't you talk to me? There's a whole fucking Tuesday night dedicated to talking, all right? Everybody get off my ass. Love me. Love me.
Yeah.
All right?
Go to
Fuck.
the Discord, put your opinions in the chat, and we'll talk about them.
I'm obviously trolling. I love you guys, but smiles like kisses. Certain angles, if they're solid planted, you hit them in a different angle from coming. Yes, Merc, but uncontrollably hitting their legs under and things like that, and like that, what they're really going against again, which it's not just like a direct head-to-head helmet contact, but they're trying to. There. I don't know if you remember 10 years ago, but there was a period where there was probably 3 seasons in a row where not kids, but NFL players went off on stretchers. So they're trying to. And again, if you think about it, there really hasn't been any players that have gone off on stretchers in the last few years. But there was a period there where it seemed like at least one time a season, somebody would go off on a stretcher with some type of bad neck injury or head injury, whatever it was. So that's what they're trying to minimize. And in reality, like if you really think about it, like I just said, people don't really go off in stretchers anymore besides like Alex Smith's his leg injury and like leg injuries. But like I haven't seen a bad neck injury. Well, obviously Shazier happened, so I guess I have to take that back. That was what, 4 or 5 years ago?
On what was that other kid, Buda Baker? But that was just poor tackling for him, right?
That was last year, Buda Baker against the Rams. Yeah, but he's fine now. Like nothing ever happened with him.
No. But that was from
he
him
did.
just
He
poor
did.
tackling
And to your point, I guess I am wrong. He did get carried off in a stretcher. So that takes away my point of me not remembering anything. Like there definitely was one last year. So I guess like I can't fully just say that, but like in general consensus, I would say that like it did help with the safety in general. Yeah, it's slowing that down. You don't see it as much.
My one thing with the air, like the mid-air tackles, like
not tonight, Queenie. It's our first one. We love you, me and Dave both.
If you hitting from like the knee and below, that's where it becomes dangerous. I think.
Yeah.
You know.
Did you see?
And if you're not wrapping up.
To that point.
If you are just running underneath somebody as they're in the air, by all means, it's a lot more dangerous. But if you are wrapping all the way up and taking them to the ground, that's where it's a little,
Yeah, no,
I would take that a lot better.
I gotta go to Twitter. I don't know who it was, bro, but it was fuck, man, I forget. I go to who tweeted it, bro?
And sorry to Mark's point real quick with the Chiefs losing a receiver 10 years ago, and rules start changing. Rules are gonna have to change to be able to adapt to it. But they just can't get too soft, is my only opinion, because like you said, you don't want it to be too much of a gladiator sport, but it is a gladiator sport.
Yeah.
It very much so is. Those guys in the trenches, the 300-pounders that are smashing their faces and fingers and knuckles and elbows all up in each other all game long. That's some gladiator-esque shit right there.
No, 100%. What just happened? Oh, God. What just happened? Hey, what's poppin'? What's poppin', brother? What's poppin', Kitty Pie? Appreciate you, baby. Thank you for the 13 months. God damn, you guys going crazy tonight. Holy shit. 13 fucking months, baby. Everybody's at, like, Queen's at over 2 years. You hit me with 2 years earlier. Guru came in with a year. Frodo's coming with a year and a month. Bro, you guys got fucking big-ass cock, bro. This is crazy. I'm trying to find this dirty tackle deep that it popped up on my Twitter, and it was talking about how this type of tackle should this type of play. It wasn't a tackle. Fuck. Dirty NFL play. No, this is from last year. I don't care about that. I don't want to fuck. It was basically this guy going. Fuck. I think he was on the Falcons. He was making a cut block, and he went directly after. Oh, it was on Thibodeau. It was on Thibodeau. How do you spell Thibodeau? It's like Thibodeaux. Thibodeau.
The one thing I will say is we don't have the Patrick Willis's and the Ray Lewis's of the game anymore.
Right here.
Middle linebacker.
It was the Bengals. This play. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Watch this shit.
I'm actually watching a little delayed.
Is it delayed?
Oh, sorry. I can't watch. See, you know me with injuries, bud. I avoid injuries. That's a knee tackle if that's what you're showing me, I think.
No, yeah, wait, hold on. You got me confused. Are you watching it on stream or are you watching it on my screen?
Yeah,
I shared it in Discord.
Stream, I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. I have it in Discord. It'll be easier for you.
Stream, my bad. Yeah, let me see there.
Okay, you see it in Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry, we were talking about dirty plays and shit like this. This is the type of like this
This
again. That's different than a head injury and shit that we're talking about like that, right? With like the neck stuff. Watch this cut block by the Bengals tight end. This is the
does
shit
his
that
knees
pisses
get
me
destroyed
off.
though?
No, he's fine.
Oh
He
yeah.
he ended up being fine, but the fact
Yeah.
that this is how he's diving down to
Right.
tackle, watch. Right?
Or
What
to
the
block, yeah.
yeah, or to block, yeah. He dove at his ankle. That's fucking
No,
horse shit. That's fucking
yeah, that's
horse
some
shit.
sorry ass shit.
That's some sorry ass
Oh
horse
my
shit. That's the
goodness.
type of shit I
And
hate.
then
Luckily, he's fine, right? Because it looks bad. But that's some bullshit. He got scared of Thibodeau, the number one, number two. He's the number
Yeah,
2 draft pick. He
course.
got big of this. He got scared of this big ass motherfucker coming off the end. So he just decides, okay, let me die. Like Thibodeau was ready to take it
that's
shoulder
so
to
dangerous.
shoulder.
Sorry,
So
I'm over here-
dangerous.
Yeah, I'm over here cringe. I'm over here. You know me with injuries, and I see that stuff, and I cringe in the game because I'm like, God damn. Like,
Yeah.
I
He's
know his knees,
ready.
or when I see a running back, oh.
Yeah, he's ready to go shoulder to shoulder, and this man drops down to his fucking like. That's
Yeah.
some chump
Yeah.
ass bullshit. Like, I'm
Yep.
sorry, and I don't have anything against the Bengals. It's just any player that makes this type of play. That's some bullshit.
For Thibodeau, he's gonna have to almost adjust to it and adapt to it in
Yeah.
the future for the sake of he knows that people aren't gonna want to go face up with him.
What's up, big
So
sexy?
he's
What's
gonna
poppin',
have
baby? How you
to
doing,
Be
baby?
able to push and go.
Yeah, I feel that. Sorry. Hi, Chris. Hi, Frodo. Sorry, you're asking how you been, and hi, Chris. Sorry, guys. So for those of you that are just now popping in type shit, we're just doing like a little. This is my best friend, guys. Deef. Fit_Dre97 in chat. This is my best friend. Been best friends since we were 6. We talk on FaceTime every day just about shit, so we figured why not do it in a little short mini podcast version. Have you guys send us shit to kind of talk about and just kind of bring it here to Twitch and then just kind of create content out of it. So that's a general little consensus. It's not like official podcast. We'll work on it as it's going, but this is the first one. So sorry, Frodo, real quick. How you been? I'm good. Just chilling out here vibing with my boy, my best friend. And hi, Chris. Smiles, hugs, kisses. What's poppin', big sexy? This is what we're doing right now. Sorry, guys, if like, yeah, we're just kind of going off topics, just kind of going through shit. We've been talking to Merc about football. Yeah, we've been going through shit, but we're gonna try to do this from every Tuesday now on, because again, we just do this on we do this on FaceTime. We just talk about everything. I mean, this is my best friend. We talk about life and all this shit. Kind of cute. This guy, you feel me? So I'm in it. Now you
really
good. You good. No, go ahead, dude.
To Merck's point, like growing up as the youngest kid in the group, 3rd and 4th grade, playing tackle football as freshman. So that's how it was when we were in middle school. I remember we were in the end zones at the high school game, at the back of the end zone, playing tackle football against each other. And
yes, that is my boy Dre, Chris. That is Devo. I know you're gonna love it. I know. Smiles.
But yeah, no, I definitely it's definitely gotten a lot softer, but it's just the generation and era we live in.
Yeah, and it is sad.
Kids tattle thing. Well, what it is kids lose even in just a regular game like that. Kid loses over a flag football game at the park or 2-in-touch football game at the park, and they pout about it or start up, want to fight about stuff like that. It's like, get over it. You lost. You got beat.
Yeah, yeah. It is okay to lose.
And back in the day, it was
losing teaches lessons.
In the day, no one cared. Yes. It's not even a loss. It's just a lesson. That's all it is.
Exactly.
You just didn't win this.
Rub some fucking dirt on it, kid. Isn't that what they would tell us?
Throw some dirt on it. Yes. What are we gonna do? Cry all day?
Me maybe.
For real though, huh? I remember one time before Pop Warner, I was riding down the hill on a skateboard. Somebody was pulling me on their bike.
Eric Thomas was a wide receiver for Kansas City. Oh no, Chiefs also wide receiver to a broken neck about 10 years ago. I can't remember his name. Oh, I do remember that. There's been a few like bad instances, and that's why again like it's like to what Deve's talking about. Like it sucks that everybody like. I mean, there's a point to it. Like you don't want injuries happening, but then there's also just the softness of like.
Everybody.
Yeah, and again, you want this for football. You want it to be safer in the future, but at the same time, big hits should be able to be made. And if they are clean, like if they're not, in my opinion, what happened with Thibodeau, that's dirty. a head-to-head hit, that's dirty. But if, like what Devo's saying on a hospital ball, if a guy's in the air like that, yes, it's dirty to take out their legs. But if I hit him in the chest, if I hit him near the ball, just because he gets hurt or can get hurt, that's not my problem. Taking out his legs, don't get me wrong, I get that. That's a dirty play. If I'm going up for a dunk in basketball and someone takes out my legs, that's a dirty play. So I get them being airborne and going under their legs as being seen as a dirty and that being penalized. But I don't get why they have to let up and they can't just rock that motherfucker across the chest if it's at least legal. I don't, and again, maybe that's subjective, but I don't see a chest to chest using the shoulder pads and using your body as illegal, but I do see going at someone's legs, going at someone's head. I do see that as illegal. So, or as not illegal, but just fucked up. Yeah, I see it as like no integrity. Yeah, like fuck you. That's what I would think about you. Because, and again, maybe I'm a little. In my freshman year of basketball, Steve was on the basketball team. Steve got pretty pissed for me actually. I went up for a little layup my freshman year. And some fucking asshole took out my legs from behind under my legs. And I hit my head first on the hardwood. And I mean, I was a freshman. Long story short, that shit hurt. Steve was pissed. My coach was pissed. My dad was pissed. They all tried coming out the stands to fucking fight the ref because the ref didn't fucking call a damn foul. And to your point and Deve's point, Merc, that was 15 years ago. So like, motherfuckers weren't as soft. But like, to my point of being devil's advocate, that should have been a goddamn foul. I wasn't being soft. That motherfucker played dirty, all right? You feel me? So again, I do 100% agree with you guys. There's just like there's certain things that are considered dirty that I see why it is the way it is. But again, to your guys' point, I 100% agree with the fact that it's just the victim of society too. It's just too many people is like I don't know. I don't even know how to say that nicely because that doesn't only have to do with football. But like, yeah.
Right. I was gonna say we don't have to make that too much.
We love you, Chris. We love you, baby.
Yeah, in the sense of like, it's just there was one thing that I was gonna say. The one thing I hate is the drive-through tackles. When somebody scoops somebody up, picks both their legs up off the ground, and then drives them into the ground. The fact that that is a penalty is absolutely.
I will not even argue that with you. Yeah, I won't even argue that with you.
From kindergarten or from Pop Warner bobbleheads all the way through, like that's what you're taught is to scoop both legs, tackle, and drive through the ground. And the fact that that's become a penalty is, I think that's absurd. Personally.
No, I won't even devil's advocate that. Yes, I agree because if you can perfect form tackle someone and throw them down like that, yes, that may hurt their ribs, they may lose but that's a fucking not just bragging, but I've done that a couple times in my life, and do you know how good it feels? Like Devo's point, it's a perfect form tackle. That shit's exactly that's a tackle. That's perfect.
When you see somebody do it, it's people gasp when they see somebody scoop both legs up and know that you're going straight to the ground. Like,
and don't get me wrong, I get it when they're like to Devo's point of like when it's a perfect form tackle like that. I'm not even gonna argue that, right? But I do get them calling the penalties on like say I'm tackling you from behind and I'm now driving my head into your back. Like that's not a form tackle. That's just me tackling you. So I shouldn't be driving more weight on your body. But if I form tackle, if you're coming right at me, I break that motherfucker down and I pick you up like to Deve's point. And it's just straight up one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and I pick you and right down. That's all fair. But if I am running at you from behind, I hit you in the back and then I drive my head into your back, like that's a little different, but that's not what Devo's talking about. He's talking about a perfect form tackle. What you're saying, that's a tackle. Like that shit's a tackle. I do agree with that. I hate that shit like that is seen as penalties, but again, it's because of shit like what I just said. You tackle them from behind, you drive your head into their back deeper just because you're a pussy bitch and he gained 12 yards on you. And to your point of people being sore losers, you're mad about it, so now you're doing that. Like that Bengals tight end. You got scared of Thibodeau. Don't be a little bitch. Take him head on head. So what? You might get fucking rocked right now. Don't go after his knee, you fucking cunt. Like,
right? No, because that's where it's like, just go in, and if you get flat back, you get
fucking flat back. Yeah,
that's part of the damn game. Hit the weight room.
That's literally part of the reason I fucked up my hip, bro. There was this dude on my college football team. His name was, I don't remember his last name, so it's not like I'm fucking doxing him or nothing. His name was Fasa, y'all. This motherfucker was 6'8", about 450 pounds. I'm not even kidding. Not even on some mean shit. The biggest human being I've ever seen in my life. The biggest human being I've ever seen in my life. My age. We're both
Oh, right.
18. No, dude, he was the hugest human being I've ever seen in my life, and obviously he was a damn good offensive lineman because of that size. And in practice, like the reason I fucked up my hip, bro, like I didn't want. Obviously, he's a big ass human and he's scary to go up against. But I was an inside linebacker. I had to go in and do my job. I didn't just go after his knees because he was a big motherfucker. I hit him straight up, face to face, and well, he was a lot of weight. So as soon as I hit him, bro, it didn't feel good on my hip. But I didn't just because I knew that it could be a possibility that this motherfucker's big and he's a little scary. I didn't just go after his knees. I ain't no bitch. I'm not gonna end his career. He didn't purposely end mine. He did it within the confines of the rules. I can't just be because that motherfucker's bigger and I might be a little scared and I'm a little bitch right now. Doesn't mean I get to go and try to hurt him because I know I stand no shot in this battle. I took my L, goddammit. Fuck.
Yep. That's the one thing like I like about like and loved about football is just the fact that it's like you either get you're either
Either
stronger and get
mhm.
moved around or you don't. Like you win or you lose, one of the two, something's gonna happen each damn play.
Yep.
Each damn play you're tested. Are you gonna be stronger than the other person or not?
Yep. Bro, we had Merc. Sorry,
Oh,
Merc said talk about Samoans in football. My college football team, bro. So in high school, we didn't have
mm,
any really Samoan people, whatever the fuck. Like I'm from an agricultural town, so like, yeah, we didn't have. But my college football team when I got there, bro. There's one in specifically. There was this guy. His name was Mookie. He ended up being actually a professional rugby player. His brother's in the NFL, actually on the Broncos. A lineman from Fresno State. Well, shit, I don't want to dox the guy. Muti. There's Muti on the Broncos. Then my guy that I was playing football with was Make. Yeah. Anyway, Make, my freshman year, this guy was a year younger than me, but he was in our class above me because he like graduated out there earlier, or whatever the fuck. So he was still 17 years old, but he was a sophomore in college. And long story short, he bench pressed 225 48 times, which would have been an NFL record. But just watching him do that shit, bro. You talking about one of the teams stacked full of
yeah.
Samoans? That motherfucker, Muti,
Movie.
Fasa, who fucked my hip up. Two of the fucking strongest, just brutest, baddest motherfuckers I'm ever gonna see and meet in my life. That shit was crazy. Motherfucker is
Genetics are another
insane.
beast in that sense.
Yep.
Genetics another beast.